Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth, who is still smoking this big old pipe.
Together
here as well.
Together, the three of us, we are Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club. And that's that same 3 weeks ago, that same
yeah,
load
but
of
I just
tobacco?
got into the nasty territory. I just got a big full of gross.
Well, empty it out and start over.
No, I'm not starting this over. This has gone through 3 episodes.
Yeah,
We're not shooting another 3 episodes.
that's for sure. Wow. So that was... Wow. That was easily a third, if not a half, of this one.
Well, remember, you took some of that too.
1.5 ounces. I did take some, but that was a lot of tobacco you got there. Now our tobacco dump bucket is
It's
burning.
full. Burning and full. But the tamper worked great.
Yep. Okay. So on today's episode of Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club, meanwhile, man,
What are you smoking today?
I don't know. You know what? We have this. Speaking of Captain Black, we've got some Captain Black Gold. Have you smoked Captain Black Gold?
I'm sure that I have, but
I don't know that you have.
I'm sure that I have.
It is a zesty, natural golden Cavendish. It's delightfully aromatic. So I recommend that you give it a shot.
All right, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to change up. I'm going to smoke this Bent Country Gent. How about you?
I don't know. Whatever this one is.
That's a straight country gentleman. You know, these pipes have gotten larger and then smaller and then larger than smaller as the crops at Missouri Meerschaum have come in over the years. In some cases really good, in some cases really bad. The great news, the late great news, is that this next crop that's about to come in is looking really good.
Great.
Yep. So hopefully that bodes well for the larger pipes. Missouri Meerschaum has tons and tons of pipe cobs for small pipes. There's never going to be a problem with Legends and Pony Express and the Eaton and all those pipes. They'll always be available. But there's been a real struggle to get pipes, cobs large enough to make things like the Wizard pipe I was smoking.
Yeah.
The diameter is difficult to maintain. And like this country gentleman over the summer has gotten very, very narrow because they're getting to the tail end of that last batch. That last batch of
That's interesting.
cobs. Yeah. I'm worried that before we have new cobs, that they may actually discontinue some shapes again. You know, they discontinued the Diplomat apple shape, which was very, very popular, and it'll be back.
Just do it temporarily because they don't have.
They can't make them, and it gets to the point where there's so much filler on them, so much of the plaster Paris filler that people complain about it. It's like my cob doesn't even look like a cob anymore; it looks like a chunk of plaster.
Yeah.
But at that point, they don't want people dissatisfied. They'll just not make them for a while.
Right.
That's
good.
Yeah, that is good, but it's frustrating when you fall in love with a certain shape and then you can't get it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. All right. You will immediately tell the difference between this and the standard Captain Black.
It is much less.
Aromatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep, sure is.
That could be the tobacco or the fact that I'm smoking about a third as much as I was just a minute ago. So,
Seth has told me for this one I should just sit back and relax.
yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of that, and I apologize, but with the baby coming, I knew that we needed to kind of load up some videos, and so I tried to do my best to prepare, and I suggested that Homer do the same, and apparently I'm pulling his dead weight. So, it's, the knee has both affected the knee and his ability to pull his weight and plan. Last week I talked about YouTube Red. No, that last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah, man, time flies. And I mentioned it because it's significant to what I want to discuss today. Because I had to download a couple of videos. A while back, I started doing some research into 360 videos. And they've now popped up all over the place on YouTube. One of the reasons is YouTube makes it incredibly easy to do that. All you have to do for YouTube is have multiple video sources, and you upload them, and they will automatically join them together. And so a lot of people have started doing that. Now, it still requires $1,000 plus rig to do that, because you have to have about 6 GoPro cameras set up on in a ball configuration, or more,
buy a camera that's
designed for that. So you're looking at some heavy duty upfront cost. But then once you have all that set up, once you have the multiple cameras, you upload the videos to YouTube, and it does the heavy lifting of splicing the videos together. And so we've actually talked about, is that a technology worth looking into? Is it, what could be done with that? What could be?
We'll link to a couple videos. Just if you have not experienced this, get your phone or your iPad out. Don't do this on your TV or your computer, but your iPad is kind of cool. And like Casey Neistat has done a couple of them. A couple of the woodworking channels I watch have done it. And you can take your iPad and either scroll around the room or up and down, or you can move around, and it's as if you're in the middle of the room, panning the room. It's kind of cool when someone's talking and working in their shop. You can take a look at what's over in the corner if you want.
Yeah, and so that's exactly right. So what it allows is you put the camera here, and it allows you, the viewer, to see the entirety of the room. And you can do that. You can do it on your computer and use the mouse to rotate around, almost like you're using Google Earth, and scroll around that way. Or if you're using something with a internal gyroscope, like your phone or an iPad, you can physically rotate your body to view it. Well, to take that a step further, Google, several years ago, released a cheap version of goggles and integrated an app into YouTube called Google Goggles. Google Goggles is just a cardboard box. It's a cardboard mask that you put your phone in. You hold the mask up to your face, and it allows you to view it up close. But what's interesting is YouTube, as a platform, will take your videos and cut it in half and basically duplicate it. So each eye is seeing a full screen. And so what you're able to look at is a full screen view up front close to your face, and rotate and actually look around in 360-degree space as if you were standing on the spot where the camera is. So a lot of the videos that are done with this have been underwater, of sharks, and you can see them swimming around. There have been videos like this shot on roller coasters, so you're getting the experience of the roller coaster.
Cool.
YouTubers have started doing this and integrating this. So Casey's video showed different spots around VidCon recently, and showed off his hotel room, showed off him flying a drone. And so as you're holding this to your head, you can actually look up as the drone takes off, and you can look all the way around the roof of this building where he's standing. And so what you can now purchase are goggles that are higher quality than the cardboard that Google sells. It allows you to put your phone into the goggles and strap it to your face and view this whole panorama.
That's so natural.
It is. So this one I bought online for $13.
What?
Yep, for $13.
That's like what the cardboard one cost.
Just about. It has a magnetic clasp right here. Has a magnetic clasp. And so all you do is you have to set up the video in goggles mode, which will split it, and then you slide your phone in here, and then this also allows for focal point adjustments, and these goggles...
So that just move the front
moves it front to back, and then this knob here will also move the goggles in and out. So this one actually, I have a $30 version of this. It's one of the very first plastic ones that came out. It's made by ViewMaster. It is a ViewMaster. It has an app, but each ViewMaster app is like $15. So in order to have fun with it, you have to spend another $15 after you spent $30 on the headset. This one was $13. The ViewMaster doesn't have a strap. It doesn't have anything squishy. It doesn't allow for focal distance change. It doesn't allow for changing of your viewpoint. So for me, it wasn't a good distance. The only thing that does have that this doesn't is the ability to touch the screen. There's a little button that touches the screen so that you can reset your view or actually go forward or backward in a playlist. But this one has a cool feature. It's got a gap here where the screen goes, so you can have your headphones out. So you can, this is designed or advertised that you can watch a movie on this. So, you know, if you're laying down in bed and you don't want to hold your phone.
Is it disorienting?
It can be. It can be. The front of this also comes off. There are some apps that have augmented reality.
So if you want to drive with it,
that's what I'm saying, yeah. That lets you use your camera to see things and view them. So I'm going to set this up for you.
Glasses
and make
on or
you
off?
Off.
Okay.
Off. You should not need them. This app, or this video that I'm going to show, is really cool. This is put together by Mack Truck. And they designed this to show off their trucks. So they actually created different videos for each of their different trucks. You can find this video on YouTube. And at trade shows, they have a cab set up that you can sit in the cab, put the goggles on, and then at a certain point in the video, you'll be transported to the passenger seat in one of their trucks. And if you look over to the left, you're looking at the driver. You're looking at the driver of the truck. And he's talking about, you know, here are these features, and we do this, and this is why I like to drive this truck. And then you drive a little bit, and...
Okay, but I'm seeing two of him. My eyes must be crossing.
Yep, so you're going to want to change the lenses and the focal distance. Get it honed in.
It's not honing. There we go. Actually, it was my brain that had to make that adjustment. Yeah. Crazy.
So if you look around, you can see all the way around where you are.
Wow.
A lot of them will go all the way up and down to the ground. So businesses have started using this now as ways of showing off their product. Tesla has a 360 video that you can use.
Is that anything like Tesla?
Yes. Their video shows their manufacturing floor. And so you actually get a tour of their factory. It's a 5-minute tour, and you can look around all over the place, see the robots, see everything. It's a guided tour. So the applications for this moving forward...
It was interesting because on the dashboard, there's actually a split in their camera. Their cameras, where one stop, the other one begins, you can see that separation.
The seam?
Yeah.
Really?
Huh. I feel like I'm having to look down. Right now, I'm looking straight out the front window of the cab.
Okay,
so the driver. I look like I'm having to look down.
So that's possible.
Of course, it's possible because it's happening.
When you and this is a flaw of this particular design. When you start the video, that is your starting orientation. So that is dead ahead. So with this, that's the only thing over. What are you trying to do?
How can we pop that front? Maybe it'll reset itself.
So,
oh my gosh!
Yeah. So, it won't. What you would have to. So at this point, to reset it, he would have to look up, tap the screen to reset it. That's the only thing I don't like about this one. Is there's no button to access the screen. That's something that was smart about the one that ViewMaster did. So yeah.
Did you read that article recently about ViewMaster and the Nazis?
No.
When the original ViewMaster was created, in order for them to get high quality lenses for it, they had to buy the lenses in Germany.
Yeah.
But Nazi Germany was, the Nazis were in control of Germany at the time. So they were importing, a German immigrant was importing or wanting to import all these German lenses, and it came to the attention of the U.S. government, and it looked like something shady was going on.
Really?
They were sending money over to Germany, and yeah, it's an interesting story. You can stop that now, though, can't you?
Yeah. Well, actually, I went to stop it.
Oh, and it's still running.
Because of background play. Thank you, YouTube Red. I think it's a worthwhile investment. You know, for the other one, there was a problem with the latch. So even though I bought that for Ender, I wouldn't let him play with it because I was afraid of my phone falling out. So this one he can play with. For the augmented reality piece, like the Viewmaster has a little disc that you can look at and see a three-dimensional shark just floating. And so all you have to do is take off this front cover. It's magnetic. And when the phone is in here, the camera is right here in one of these gaps. So you can see. So that lets you do any of the augmented things that would require your camera.
So Pokemon Go is a game that you had the option. You couldn't play it in this because it's played in portrait. But that idea where you could actually be seeing as you're catching Pokemon, you could see them sitting on my workbench over there.
Right. So it takes the digital and overlays it on top of the real world.
Right.
So something cool. If you've got kids, definitely check it out.
That's cool.
We, like I said, a lot of businesses are now trying to find ways to integrate this. You know, I've thrown around some ideas for possible training opportunities. As this technology gets better, I would expect to see more and more of it. The fact that you can do all of that on your phone and a piece of cardboard, you can make the cardboard glasses yourself, or for less than $15, is pretty amazing.
I didn't realize that was available at that price. That's a great price.
Yeah.
For what that is.
For another $5, they have a remote that works with it too, so you can kind of, I think, readjust the screen and do some other things.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we'll make sure to put a link in the description, maybe. And yeah, that's all I had.
Well, let's also, you and I, come up with some of our favorite 360 videos. We'll put those descriptions, or those links in the description below, and you can get a sense of how those work. Some of them are really cool. Some are real annoying, and the novelty wears off real quickly.
Yes.
But the folks that are good videographers are going to do some cool stuff with it.
Yep.
All right, very neat. Okay, so have you tried them? What do you think? That's kind of cool. I want to go buy a Mack truck so I can drive around.
There you go. Just like real life. All right, that's it.
Make it a great week, guys.
Bye.